guys, welcome to our channel, Zonal Marking. Today we're beginning a new series which is called Mix of Football Stats. In this series we're going to talk about everything that is related to football statistics. So let's begin. For the first topic we have top 15 list of the English Premier League defenders of all time. In the first place is John Terry.
Yeah, I agree with that. John Terry is definitely one for the history books. He was phenomenal at Chelsea. He's a great captain as well. So I agree with that.
Yeah, he's a very good leader. He won a lot of trophies with Chelsea. Moving on, in the second place we have Rio Ferdinand, who played for West Ham, Leeds United, Manchester United, and then Queen's Park Rangers.
Another great center back, possibly one of the best center backs in the world back when he used to play. So yeah, definitely agree with this one.
Yeah, he was a captain for the England national team. He was one of the favorites of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yep.
Again, he's one of the greatest. He won almost everything with Manchester United. Moving on, in the third place we have Sol Campbell, who played for Tottenham, Arsenal, and Portsmouth.
Yeah, I barely remember him, but if I do remember him, it's back when he played for Arsenal. He played under Wenger, which he played really well, so I agree with that.
Yes, again, I mean, he was very good. He was one of the favorite players of Wenger, and I think he was a part of that invincible team when Arsenal won the Premier League.
Yep.
Moving on, we have another Arsenal defender. In the fourth place, it's Tony Adams. Moving on, in the fifth place, we have Nemanja Vidic, who played for Manchester United.
Now, this is probably one of my favorite center backs to ever play football. This guy, he was great. He was so confident when he tackled people. He's a really strong defender. He's great at heading the ball. I know he's just a really good center back in my opinion.
Yeah, he was a very good leader, and I remember his quote when he said, "It's better having a broken nose than conceding a goal." Yeah.
He's a real warrior.
Yeah, he's a warrior. He won Champions League, Premier League, anything he want. Moving on, in the sixth place we have Gary Pallister, who played for Manchester United and Middlesbrough. In the seventh place we have Ricardo Carvalho, who played for Chelsea, and he was one of the favorite defenders of Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho brought him from Porto to Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he's a great center back who used to play really well for Portugal. He's also a big figure in the team. He's got great leadership skills. And I loved watching Portugal, especially when Ricardo Carvalho was starting.
Yeah, let's talk about more Premier League. Tell us about Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea had two great center backs at the same time, John Terry and Ricardo Carvalho. So you could say they should not have had any defensive problems.
Yeah, Ricardo Carvalho won a lot of trophies in Chelsea, and no question that he's one of the greatest in the history of the Premier League. Moving on, in the eighth place we have Steve Bruce, and then in the ninth place we have Vincent Kompany, who played for Manchester City.
Yeah, Vincent Kompany was definitely one of the best players in Manchester City because he was also the captain of the team, and he was a great figure in the Belgian national team, so he's just a top center back.
Yeah, he was a great leader in Manchester City. He would have a lot of respect from players, from Guardiola. He was a big figure of Guardiola's team, in Roberto Mancini's team, Manuel Pellegrini's team.
Yeah.
He was just a very good defender. He won everything in England. He achieved some very good performances with the Belgium national team as well, with being a captain. So moving on, in the 10th place we have Virgil van Dijk, who plays for Liverpool in our days.
Now, not to be disrespectful, he only spent 2 seasons at Liverpool. Okay, he won the Champions League, and maybe they're gonna win the EPL, but still, I don't rate him higher than a lot of other center backs. So, especially with the way that Liverpool plays, they have Alisson in goal, who's a world-class goalkeeper, so they shouldn't have any problems conceding goals. They have arguably the two best fullbacks in the world, Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, and what Virgil van Dijk does is he drops almost next to Alisson. In case if the attacker beats the other second center back, Virgil van Dijk is there to sweep it up. So I don't know. I don't see him as number 10 in the history of the Premier League.
Yeah, but I mean, all I can say is Nowadays, Van Dijk is a world-class defender. Everybody think like that, but like I'm sorry, like Balak
Yeah,
said.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, Ballack, he said in an interview, he said that Van Dijk is very lucky to be in a time in the Premier League where Aguero is really old, and then there aren't top strikers like Robin van Persie, Thierry Henry, even Cristiano Ronaldo left. Who else? David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The list just keeps going. Fernando Torres, Didier Drogba,
Diego Costa.
Diego Costa. There's just so many strikers that Van Dijk is there after they left.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of this argument. I can agree with Balak, I can agree with you, but I can also say that Van Dijk is performing very well right now in this level of the Premier League. But again, I mean, all people think differently.
And also the stat that the Van Dijk fans throw at you is that he doesn't get dribbled past, and I think that's not the best statistic to throw at someone, because when the guy you're talking about is a defender that drops down so deep that, like, to dribble past him you have to dribble the ball into the net, so it doesn't make sense because you literally have to score a goal in order to dribble past Van Dijk.
Yeah, all I want to mention, he's very angry when talking about Van Dijk. I just want to say that he doesn't support any team in the Premier League. It's just his opinion.
Yeah, when it comes to the Premier League, I'm usually neutral, and if anything, I'm more of I support Liverpool in tough decisions like this. But
yeah, but let's move on from Van Dijk. Oh, in the 11th place we have Jaap Stam, the Dutch central defender who played for Manchester United. He was very brave. He was like a warrior. He would break legs. He was very violent defender.
And I like those types of center backs because they prove their point. And if you have a flashy striker, like let's say Ronaldo, well, Ronaldo, we know that he gets fouled and he earns free kicks a lot. But with a center back like this, you know, when a player tries to show off, he just instantly fouls him, and then the other player never does that after that because he does not want to get an injury because of his skills and flashy movements.
Yeah, moving on, in the 12th place we have Jamie Carragher, who played for Liverpool.
Yeah, Jamie Carragher is, even right now, he's an influential figure because of the appearances that he makes in Sky Sports and other channels. So yeah.
Yeah, talking about his football career, he was captain for Liverpool. He was a leader. He won a lot of trophies. I mean, we can see that all these players are great. They won a lot of trophies. And then in the 13th place we have Sami Hyypiä, who also played for Liverpool. And then in the 14th place we have Kola Toure, brother of the Yaya Toure. So Kola Toure played for Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool. He was a good defender. I think he earned his place in this list. And then last, in the 15th place we have Ledley King, who played for Tottenham. So what do you think separates these defenders from John Terry being first and Carvalho being 7th, or Matic being 5th and Stopp being 11th?
Well, I think the top 5 defenders, they definitely deserve the top 5 place because looking back, they're the ones that probably won the most trophies. They're the ones that were the biggest figures in the team. So yeah, they definitely deserve their spot. But looking at players like Carvalho who are in the middle, yes, it's fair because those other players, they are supposed to be rated higher than them. But that does not mean that Carvalho is not a good center back. He's definitely one of the best center backs.
So this was a list of the top 15 central defenders in the Premier League history. And now we would like to talk about another statistics which is related to the English Premier League. So we are going to take a look at the most violent teams in the English Premier League this season so far. In the first place we have Arsenal with 63 yellow cards and 3 red cards.
Yes, that's a lot of yellow cards, but that may be because most of the defenders that they have in Arsenal right now are known to tackle viciously.
David Luiz, yeah, he likes to stuck in a tackle.
Yeah, they tackle without worrying what's going to happen after that. So
yes. In the second place we have Tottenham Hotspur with just a mere stat, they have also 63 yellow cards and 3 red cards.
I think this is the influence of Jose Mourinho because that's just the way that he plays. He likes to get the ball back no matter what the cost is, so that it's just a result of that.
Yes, I agree on that one. And then in the third place we have Watford with not a big difference, with not just, with 61 yellow cards and again 3 red cards.
I think this also makes sense because, unlike the other two teams, Watford, their outfield players, more attacking players, also get a lot of yellow cards too.
Yeah, and maybe this is also because Watford in the league table, they improved a lot right now, but in the previous 4 or 5 months ago, they were in very behind, almost in the relegation zone.
Yep.
So, maybe that's why they had to tackle, they had no chance, they had to somehow win the ball back. Moving on, we have Bournemouth with less 57 yellow cards and again 3 red cards.
Well, Bournemouth, I think this isn't the only season that they've been doing this. They've been doing this in the past too, so I guess it's just traditional for them at this point.
Okay, then in the last place we have Everton with 53 yellow cards and 3 red cards.
I think when it comes to Everton, it's actually gotten better with Carlo Ancelotti because last season it was just like a bloodbath out there for them. And they're actually nicknamed the Toughies because of that, because they're known to play viciously like that.
That's just their mentality.
Yeah.
And this was top 5 most violent Premier League teams this season. So now we would like to take a look at the most assists since 2017-2018 to our days. So this is going to be counted only Europe's top 5 leagues. So in the first place we have Thomas Muller from Bayernmunich. He created 179 chances and he was able to assist 39 times.
Yeah, this just shows how much Muller changed as a player because Bayern Munich are now using him as more of a playmaker than someone that they depend on to score goals. So I actually like this version of Muller a lot because we can see that he's given the most assists, which sounds like a great thing for him, which means he's doing just fine with it.
Yeah, and he's a player who likes to assist. His nickname is Space Interpreter.
Yeah.
So, he's known for also scoring goals a lot, but while he's interpreting that space, he also likes to assist. In the second place, we have Lionel Messi. He created much more chances, which is 234 chances, and he assisted 37 times.
Yeah, Lionel Messi is a phenomenal player, definitely one of the greatest in the history of the sport. But, him being able to create so many chances and giving so many assists, even though Barcelona already has a lot of good playmakers and midfielders, is also a phenomenal stat because he also scores a lot of goals, so he's a player that can do both.
Yeah, this is just Messi from another planet. In the third place we have Kevin De Bruyne. He created 238 chances, which is even more than Messi, and he assisted 34 times, which is just less 3 assists from Messi.
Yeah, that's because compared to Muller and Messi, De Bruyne is actually a midfielder, and he's also a great midfielder. He's a great playmaker. He's got great vision. He can pass the ball anywhere on the field, so it's only expected for him to be giving out so many assists.
Yes, and now guys, in the fourth place, we have Jadon Sancho. He's in this list with great players, so he created 136 chances and assisted 33 times, which is just 1 assist less than world-class Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal stat for a player like Jadon Sancho, who's young. And if I have to remind you, he signed for Borussia Dortmund in the season 2018-19. So he's been there for 2 years and already in the list among such great players. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's a great player. He'll make a difference in the future, and even in the upcoming Euros, he will be one of the star players for England national team. So thank you guys. This was a list for most assists since 2017 and 18. Thank you guys very much for being with us. We really appreciate your support. Please subscribe to our channel, drop a like, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the notification bell But thank you for watching. It was with you. With you was zonal marking again. I'm Amin and this is Skander. And remember,
All for football.
and football for all.
Have a good day. Goodbye.